Okay, guys, so what I've decided to do today is create a newbie to bricks series to help newcomers to get set up with a local development environment where they can easily deploy WordPress and bricks with their standard settings. They can play with it, they can learn WordPress, they can learn bricks, they can even use what they've learned to deploy out to starter sites. And what I want to do is I want to do this with just bricks. I don't want to use any other plugins. So there's no paid plugins, there's no additional things you'll need. You just need Bricks Builder, and we're going to end up with something like this is a very basic look of it, where you've got a framework. So you've got some colors, you've got some heading topography, which is clamped, you've got some text, which is clamped, so it's responsive sizes. We've got some spacing sizes from XS through to triple XL or double XL, I think that is. And then we've got some grids set up, all ready to go as a framework. And we've built this completely in bricks. No plugins, no additional frameworks. That is the goal. It's a lot to do, so I'm going to split it into 4 videos. In the first videos, we're just going to look at deploying a local development environment and getting started with bricks. We're then going to, in the second one, we're going to install bricks, install the basic things that we need. We do have some free plugins that we're going to install just for the development process, which will include FakerPress for creating some dummy posts, etc. Instant images, just so you can get some free, royalty-free stock images into your development environment, and WP Reset so that we can create snapshots of where we're at. We can play with it. We can do whatever we like. And if we decide we're going to go back to a point, we just reset back to that point. So we're going to install that as well. We're not going to put any plugins that enhance bricks in any way or WordPress in any way. We're just going to use these development plugins, and that is it. The next video after that, we are going to create a framework that we can use. Now, you should always, always, always have a framework when you're developing, so that you've got standard topography, standard spacing, standard sizing, standard colors, all that sort of stuff. You should always have a framework. If you're just on the fly setting up, putting in values for your spacing and font size there, you're going to end up with a very messy website that's not very consistent. So we're going to create a bricks only CSS framework with the bricks variables and the built-in features. Okay, and once we've done that, we're going to then show you how to set up bricks ready to go. We're using that framework, and we're going to show you how to save that as a blueprint site that you can then just clone out to create new sites as starter sites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my intro here, and I'm going to get started on setting up our dev environment. So we're not going to use this one here. We're going to start from scratch. So what I end up with is going to look a little different to this, but this is the concept, the idea of it. So I'm just going to close all that down. I've got a couple of little helpers up here to create content. So I've got a Bob Ross lorem ipsum generator, and I've got the CSS clamp generator, which we use for our topography and spacing. Now, the first thing you want to do is head over to localwp.com, and you want to download the free localwp.com. I'm actually using a PC with Windows 11. If you're using a Mac, your process will be a little different, but you should be able to install software on your own device anyway. So basically download and install this. There are people that don't like it. They think it's not very performant, all that sort of stuff. Look, for the basic WordPress stuff I'm doing, I find it great. I don't have performance issues with it. I don't have any issues with it. That's not true. There is one small issue which I'll talk about when I get to the some of the brick stuff. But generally, it's fine. There's another environment by WordPress themselves. I prefer this one myself, so that's me. Anyway, so we're going to get started with, so download and install WP Local to get started. I'm going to do this in real time. I'm not going to edit this and cut out anything in any way. So I'm going to go into my local. So this is what you'll end up with WP Local. I'm going to stop that site. I'm going to create a brand new site. To do that, down the bottom left here, you've got a plus symbol. We'll click on that. We just want to use the create a new site, not from a blueprint because we don't have a blueprint yet. So continue, give it a name. I will call this bricks bricks newbies. There we go. You call that whatever you like. Hit continue. I'm going to use the preferred options. Hit continue. Give it a name. I'll just call this admin. You can just put password in there, but Chrome will complain about it. So I just put a password I always remember. Ooh, did I do that correctly? Typing is not my superpower. Right, so basically a password. Don't use password because Chrome will keep complaining about it. And hit add site. Now this is going to go off. It's going to start up a web server using Nginx, and it's going to then download and install WordPress for me and set it all up ready to go. So it depends on your spec of your computer, on how long this takes. I'm working on a laptop which is probably 6 years old now. It's an i7. Never had any problems. Now, by the way, you'll see a blank screen at the moment because Windows has propped up a thing called user account control, and I've got to hit the yes on it to allow local to change settings on my computer. If you're on a Mac, you'll probably have a different security pop-up that you have to allow for that to happen. So now it's adding WordPress, so it'll be downloading and installing WordPress for me. Now there are other ways you can do this using, different stacks, and you can use the WP CLI to install WordPress and everything. I mean, this is just easy. It's just you just give it a name, click go and let it go. And look, this isn't taking that long anyway, is it? So I wouldn't worry too much about people saying, oh, but this one's faster and that one's, this one's slow. Who cares? This takes, less than a minute to get this up and running. Who cares? All right, so let that finish. It shouldn't be too long. And I do notice that while I'm recording a video, this does slow down a bit. It must be to do with the writing to the hard drive, or the solid state drive. Okay, now you'll see it up here. So we've got our Bricks Newbie site, and it's already started. What we need to do is trust the certificate because it's a local certificate. We're going to use SSL, so HTTPS. And if we don't trust the certificate, then we're going to get errors and warnings. So hit the trust button up here. And again, on Windows, I'm getting a user account control. I've just got to click yes. You'll be seeing a black screen at the moment. Hit that, and my certificate is now trusted. That's WordPress installed. How easy was that, right? So I'm going to go to WP admin, and I'm going to log in with the credentials I created. And what we'll do, there's my WordPress. I hit save, and then I'm going to go into my settings. And in my settings, I'm going to change that to HTTPS. I'm going to set my time frame because I'm a little bit particular with this. I'm going to set this to Australia, Brisbane. And in Australia, my week starts on a Sunday. Save changes. And I have to log in again. Okay, that is WordPress set up, ready to go. How easy is that to do, right? Now we need to install a few basic plugins, and there's a couple of ways you can do this. One is you can just go to your plugins and you just add new plugin. And the first plugin I'm going to install is FakerPress. Okay, I'm going to install that. And this is for creating some dummy posts. And again, I'm just going to do this all in real time, so there's no illusions on how quick or how slow this is. And again, this is using WP Local, so anyone who's saying it's too slow, doesn't work, it's rubbish. All right, so that's one way of doing it. The other way you can do it if you've got a lot of plugins to install is you can go back to your local. And in your local here, you've got this go to site shell just under the name of the site you create. So I'm going to hit site shell. That opens up a prompt. It'll be different on a Mac, but it will open up a prompt like this, and it already has WP CLI installed. So to install plugins with WP CLI, and look this up yourself, is WP plugin install. I'm going to call this one, what am I going to get? Instant images. And to do this, you need to know the slug name of your plugin. I'm going to do 2 dashes and then activate. install, hit the enter key. It's going to go off and it's going to grab this plugin. So it's found it, it's installed it, it's activated. All right, so I'm going to press the arrow up key to bring that up. And the other one I want is WP reset. So if you know the slugs, you're used to doing this, and you've got 10 plugins to install, this is a much quicker way to do it, right? Now, if we go back to our base here and refresh, that's installed those plugins for me, okay, and activated them. So I can go through the UI, add plugin, search for it, hit the install, hit the activate, or I can just use this WP CLI and just go through there and just tell it to activate those. All right. Now the other thing with VS, with the local, when you're in here, if you've got the free VS Code installed, this is an extra step which most of you won't do. You can just click on this VS Code button here, and that will open up your site here in VS Code. So you can go in there and you can edit your, oh, you're going to trust that. You can go in there into your content, plugins, create your own plugins, or you can go into your theme. So we're going to go to themes here. So we haven't installed Bricks yet. If you've got your child theme, you can actually edit your child theme in here. It's much quicker than using the editors in WordPress itself. Okay, so that is the environment set up. Now we need to install our bricks. We go to themes, add a new theme. Now these you have to upload. Let me go to, I think I put this on my desktop. I think I did. Let me just check that. Desktop. For WPR star, there we go. So we want the bricks theme. And we're not going to activate it. We're going to go to the themes page. Always, always, always install the child theme. It gives you so much more power, and you'll need that if you're going to use any custom echo tokens in bricks. And we're going to install the child. And we're going to activate the child. I'm just going to grab my tab another screen so you can't see my license. I'm going to grab my bricks license and activate it. Activate the license and dismiss. All right, done. So that is WP Local installed. Bricks is installed. My basic plugins are installed. We're up and ready to go to start building with bricks. All right, so that is the first step in our journey. The next step is we're going to then set it all up, and then we're going to create a CSS framework in the one after that. So, okay, I'm going to end this video here. Look out for the next one that's going to come out soon, and I hope you like this. If you do, hit the subscribe, hit the like. Thanks, guys.